Welcome to 5 More Minutes, useful videos in about 5 minutes that support the teaching and learning of all students. I'm your host, Dr. Shelley Moore, and today's episode is called People Are Not Supports. We all know that there are certain terms in education that get thrown around a lot and over time may become contaminated because they lose their meaning. One of those words is the word support. I hear it all the time. I need more support. I need another EA. Friends, EAs are not supports because people are not supports. People can be supportive, and some may think this is just semantics, but it's actually really important to know the difference. Okay, let us clarify. To understand what a support is and why an EA is not one, is we need to understand 4 words: needs, supports, strategies, and resources. Okay, we're gonna walk through this together. So if you know me at all, you know that I can kind of be a hot mess. My executive functioning skills are not a strength for me at all. I lose my keys every day. I'm always late. I forget everything, including forgetting to pick up my dog on multiple occasions. Executive functioning is a needs area for me, and it isn't something that I can just eliminate from my life. It's just something that I have to navigate. And it becomes more or less possible to navigate when I have supports in place. One support that I use is a visual checklist: keys, wallet, cell phone. I post it right by my door to remind me before I leave the house that I have everything I need. I also have an Apple tag in my wallet, so if I forget it somewhere, I can find it again. Honestly, before the AirTag, I would lose my bank card all the time. I'm not even kidding you. My issue number 74. Visual checklists, AirTags, these are supports or tools that help increase my independence while navigating my executive functioning needs. Now, I also live on an island and rely on a ferry, which means I miss the ferry because I have a hard time getting out of the door of my house. But I mean, who doesn't? My wife actually taught me a good strategy for this one. Our ferry runs about every hour, so she's like, hey Shelley, how about you leave on the time of the ferry before the ferry that you actually want to catch? And then you have lots of buffer time and maybe even time to get a coffee. This strategy is an action that I take so that I can increase my independence while navigating my executive functioning needs. Are you picking up a pattern? Supports are tools and strategies are actions. But in order to not lose my wallet, I need an AirTag. In order to not miss the ferry, I needed my wife to teach me a strategy. In order to have a visual checklist, I need a color printer. These are resources. Resources are what we need so that we can access the supports and the strategies. They're the people, the time, and the funding needed to access the tools we need and the actions we have to take to navigate our needs. Resources cannot eliminate a need because needs are just a part of who we are. In education, however, resources are used often to try and eliminate needs that students have. Do you know how many resources are used, for example, to try and stop students from feeling anxious or mad or frustrated or being an introvert? Another important part here is that although my wife taught me a ferry catching strategy, she did not catch the ferry for me. Do you see the difference? Often when we jump straight to a person being the support, we skip what the person can do to facilitate and teach the use of supports, and then we decrease the independence instead of increasing it. In this way, resources are only as good as the plan we have to respond to our needs. Without the plan, or without knowing what our needs are, resources may not be used optimally or lead to decreased independence in our students and in ourselves. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course we need more people, just like we need more time and more funding in the education system, absolutely. It's also really important though to look at how resources are being used. Are they being used to try and fix or change needs? Or are they being used to teach students how to navigate and respond to their needs? Knowing our needs, making a plan for the supports and strategies that we can use, and having access to resources to ensure that supports and strategies are available is important to be moving inclusion forward. Asking for more resources, though, isn't enough, and sometimes even gets in the way for the goals we're trying to achieve. So here's our challenge. How do we advocate for more resources and ensure that they're being used to support needs-based planning that articulates the tools and actions needed for students to gain independence, to gain self-determination, and as a part of an inclusive and diverse community? Thank you for watching today's episode of 5 More Minutes. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and give it a share with your friends. Stay tuned to learn more about the research and resources that align with the big ideas from this video, including discussion questions, a practical strategy, and the 5 More Minute podcast. See you next time.